Hey, this is Steampunk Stories at AmberStreet.com. This is a movie review for Star Wars The Last Jedi. There are spoiler warnings, there are spoilers ahead. Alright, you've been warned. Do you like a movie with Mary Sue from outer space? Do you like a movie with Emo Kylo Ren? Do you like a movie with sour-faced Luke sucking blue milk from an alien tit? Do you like Mary Poppins in outer space as Carrie Fisher? Do you like anticlimactic endings and a villain who has the most half-assed departure since Darth Maul? Then this movie's for you. Otherwise, it's not. I cannot stress enough how terrible this movie is. It's totally offensive to Star Wars fans. I'm going to do a more in-depth interview, or not interview, but I'm going to do a more in-depth review of the movie in the next coming couple of days. I'm going to do a top 10 reasons why Star Trek The Last Jedi sucked. But basically, it was terrible the way they handled and abused the character of Luke. It was terrible. Admiral Akbar dies in this, and no big deal. He just dies. Everybody carries on. They don't even really comment about it. Supreme Leader Snoke, even though they had set him up to be a badass, dies in this. Gets cut in half by Kylo Ren using Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber. And then Kylo and Rey team up and fight Snoke's guards. But I mean, there were some interesting visuals, but it's really, really lacking on story, and it's very disrespectful to the fans of the original trilogy with the way they handled Luke Skywalker. Why set up Snoke to be such a badass villain and then have no reveal about where his background comes from, and then just kill him off? I mean, I had no problem with Rey's parents being drunkards, that they sold her for drinking money, and that they were nobody, and she comes from nobody. But then there's no explanation why Rey is so powerful in the Force and so good at everything when she's not a Skywalker, she's not a Palpatine, she's not a Kenobi. So no explanation. I mean, and Supreme Leader Snoke even tells Kylo Ren, "You got beat by a girl with no training." I mean, it was just terrible. And then there was jokes that fell flat. Sour-faced Luke sucking blue milk from an alien tit. I kid you not. I wish it was a bad Saturday Night Live skit, but it's not. And then, Luke throwing the lightsaber, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, because you would think he would feel nostalgia for the fact that that was his father's lightsaber. And, the fact that Luke went into hiding and gave up the Force and gave up everything and just let the First Order take over. That doesn't seem like Luke to me, and it just seems very depressive and self-defeating. And I can understand if he went into hiding because he was too powerful and he was afraid of his Force powers, or he wanted to find the key to the first Jedi Temple. The key to Jedi powers and defeating the First Order, or, if there were other reasons, like for discovering mysteries of the Force, maybe a balance between dark and light. But, you can tell in the trailers that there were a lot of stuff that was cut out. Like in the movie, there was no training between Luke and Rey. Not really. Rey just kind of went off and did her own thing. And Chewbacca eating a porg, it just took me out of the movie. I get, they wanted to put a little bit of dark, twisted humor. The porgs are really cute, and you see Chewbacca eating the porg, and then it's just General Hux and Snoke, that joke, and Poe, it just, I don't know. Rubbed me the wrong way, took me out of the movie, distracted from the plot. I never was a big fan of Kylo Ren. But this, and I was really hoping they would explain Rey being so powerful. So Rey is more powerful than Kylo Ren, but not as powerful as Snoke. and Kylo Ren is more powerful than Luke. That was another thing that bothered me. Luke tried to kill Kylo Ren when he was just a kid, and that's why he turned to the dark side. Luke wouldn't even kill Darth Vader, even though he had beat him in combat. He wouldn't even kill Darth Vader because he saw good in his father, and he realized he would turn to the dark side if he did such a thing. So why would he do that? It's just so uncharacteristic of the character of Luke, and it personally offended me. This movie sucks. It is the worst movie since Star Wars Holiday Special. It is the second worst Star Wars film of all time. It makes The Force Awakens a much worse movie. It makes The Force Awakens worse. I mean, The Force Awakens, initially I thought it was a good movie, but they introduced these characters to canon in that movie, and this movie negatively reflects on The Force Awakens. Rogue One was so much better. I was really surprised with Disney. Disney's going up and down. They did a really good job with Rogue One, and that was an awesome movie, and then they did a terrible job with this movie, which was supposed to be part of the sequel trilogy. I don't even know if I'm interested enough to even see Episode 9. Where can it go from there? Snoke is dead. They're now rebels now, no longer the Resistance, and the rebels are now down to only 8 people on the Millennium Falcon, because apparently the rebels lost, or the Resistance lost their ass, got totally destroyed except for a handful of people. Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia, doesn't die, so how are they going to explain that in the next movie? Are they going to do her CGI? Are they going to use deleted scenes? I heard a rumor that the next movie is going to be a time gap, like 10 years later. I don't know where it'll go from there. I guess it's Kylo Ren now. He's the leader of the First Order, but he just seems like a spoiled brat throwing tantrums, and he seems too brash and too impulsive to be a leader. I don't know. It just fell short for me. It doesn't work. It's terrible. Stay tuned for more. I'm going to post a top 10 reasons why Last Jedi sucked. This is Steampunk Stories and out. You have a nice day, and I will see you 25 billion years. I will.